All right, Programming 301, Lesson 16, Boss Battle. No new vocab, no real new blocks that we haven't done before. I'm going to start at Boss Battle. You can go through the concepts on your own. So for this, the enemy airship is going to be harder to defeat than the other enemies your dragon has faced. So you're going to be creating a boss battle. Boss battles where it's a little bit harder and you have to work harder to beat an enemy. So if you think of like Mario games, regular enemies with like the Goombas and the turtles and the Koopa like the Bowser's family, when you get to those characters at the end of a level, is a boss battle. So we're going to create a powerful boss and use the glide blocks and variables to program that boss. So here we go. First thing we're going to do is set the boss's health to 10. Every time it's hit by a fireball from the dragon, it'll decrease by 1. So we're going to say on start, we're going to set the health to 10. I think we probably are going to need that. And more, well, no, it should be fine. Keep starting. All right. The boss airship should constantly move around. You can program its movement using the glide box. So we're going to have it moving all around and gliding between these spots on the screen. So this is going to go in the forever loop once the game has started. It's going to move in then a triangle pattern on your screen. So if I click play right now and start this triangle, it goes up and then over just like that. So that gliding action gives you time to actually defeat the boss. We tested it out. Now, when the dragon shoots a fireball that hits the boss should lose 1 health point. So we're going to say, when touching clone of fireball, so when the boss touches a clone of the fireball, we want to change the health by taking away 1. And then we want to make it look like the boss has been hit. So we're going to do this color change effect that happens over and over again. And we have to clear that graphic effect, otherwise it'll keep going even after we have gone through the repeat. It'll stay on the weird color effect, so you have to clear whatever you did. So if I click play right now and start, each time you hit, it does that, where it goes through that color change and goes back to normal. All right, and then they have already added, this is the death code, so once the health is at 0, then it's going to go through the explosion costume. If you look in the costumes available, there's these explosion costumes for that airship. It'll do that, and then it will hide the boss. And that's it for this one. So when you click play and start, you can start shooting that boss. Remember, you need to hit the boss 10 times to defeat it. I've got to be at that point eventually here. How have I not hit you 10 times? Now that boss isn't fighting me, so nothing is really coming at me, and it's not very hard. All right, so now the boss is going to have to fight us back. So it's going to shoot lasers at us. So we're going to make the boss attack the dragon and then program all of that laser attack that's going to happen. So we're going to pull over this and we're going to start out by hiding that laser because we're going to use it for cloning. So we did that previously with the fireball that we created for the dragon. So we make it, but then we hide it and we create clones of it to shoot out. And then when we get that game start, we're going to repeat until, so this will only occur, the shooting will be available when the boss has health over 0. So the airship should shoot lasers every few seconds to keep the player on their toes. So we're going to use a pick random block to pick how long it'll be between shots. And then we're going to want to get the laser ready for cloning. So we're going to go to the boss and point in the direction negative 140. When the airship shoots, it shoots 5 lasers at a time. So to spread out the lasers during the shooting, we're going to separate them by 30 degrees every time we make a clone. So we're going to grab this repeat. This repeat needs to go inside this other repeat. We're making a nested loop here. So this is going to make 5 clones, and it changes 30 degrees each time. So it's going to do those 5 fanned out shots. So if I hit play right now, all right, so it doesn't have, we haven't programmed the cloning stuff, but our boss is moving around and it's going through creating the clone. But now we need to actually tell them what to do. So we have to program each of those laser clones. So red laser we're on. When clone starts up, we're going to show the laser, and we're going to repeat until they hit the edge of the screen. We're going to move 20 pixels. We're going to check to see if we're touching the dragon. If we are, we're going to delete that clone. We're going to wait 5 seconds, or 0.05 seconds, and then delete that clone. Right there. Let's make sure this works. All right, there they go. Wow, those move real fast. But then they're deleting, which is awesome. I don't like how fast they're moving at all. That's terrifying. All right. Oh, that's why we need to do this. Put this 5 seconds in right here between and then delete clone at the end. Maybe that'll make them move a little bit better. There we go. Now they're not moving so crazy. Excellent. So that wait 5 seconds is going to be inside of this repeat loop, but outside of this if, and the deletes at the end. All right, we're the boss. So we're going to program our boss to defeat the pesky dragons. We're going to defeat all 3 dragons to win. So we're going to be the airship this time. So we're going to be looking at what we did just a little while ago. We just did this with the airship on there. So now we're going to repeat what we just did. So let's see. On start, when we start our game, our boss should start with 100 health. And then in a forever loop, we want to do that gliding thing where it's gliding in a triangle. So if you remember, I mean, you don't have to have the exact coordinates on here, but let's pick a couple coordinates to glide and make a triangle. So let's start by going to 200, 200. And then let's go to 200, negative 200. And then 300 and 0. So that should do the triangle on the screen. And then we also need to think about making our lasers. So we're going to want to keep shooting those dragons that keep coming at us. So we're going to wait just a little bit in the beginning. Doesn't really matter how much you wait. I wouldn't wait a full second because the dragons are going to come at you. Maybe a half second. And then we will create a clone of that red laser. Laser red is called. So that's the code for the airship. Now we need to actually program those lasers. So we're going to jump over to the laser here and make the code that goes with them. And they're actually not as hard as you would think they are. So we have to say on clone startup. Here we go. We have to go to the boss. So we made a clone. It needs to go to us. We're the boss this time. And then we want to show our clone. We want to point towards the dragons, and they're over here. So we're going to point in -90. And then we want them to keep moving. And we want to keep moving until we touch an edge. Doesn't matter which edge. I'm going to do 20 pixels, not 10, because otherwise they're going to move pretty slow. And we used 20 in the last one, so that makes sense to me. And then we're going to wait. And I don't know, we can do the 0.1 or 0.3. It doesn't really matter. It just changes the speed of it. And they've already programmed what happens when it hits a dragon. So all we need to do is delete this clone when it hits the boss. So go to the boss, show, point in direction that the dragons are, repeat until they're touching the edge, move 20 pixels, wait, and then delete that clone. Excellent. Okay, we're going to create a boss rush here, evidently. There is a ton of code in here already. Like a ton. Should we see what happens when it starts? Start game is, you're the dragon, our fireballs are already coded. It's already coded everything that we've done so far. So we've got it where we get hit, we take fire, the boss takes fire, we can explode him, and multiple of them come back. Alright, so let's see what we need to do here. We're going to add a score that goes up when you defeat a boss, make a boss look and move different each time it returns, and then add some improvements. So, add a score. Program the info actor to display the score. Increase the score every time the boss is defeated. So here's the information actor, and the information actor right now has on the score, and right now it just has the level and lives. So we're going to add the score variable right here. So we're going to hop over into our blocks and go to variables, and here's the score. It's already been created for us. So we're going to pull the score and put it in this little bubble right there. Now, we're going to go look at our boss. All right, what do we got going on here? We got on-clone startup. We set the hit to 0. And the health. All right, we need levels. So we need the score to go up each time the boss is defeated, and that's going to involve us changing level based on score. So let's say when touching Clone a fireball. That changes the health. Hit to 0. Where's our hide? 1 health is less than 0. Explosion, switch costume. Here's where we're changing our score by 500, so that should be playing now. If I would actually hit there, I need to defeat it though. It can take 10. Score showing up as 0, so that's good. Alright, and my score went up. Awesome. Alright, so now we need to do levels, because we've got that in there. And there is already a level global variable, so we don't need to make a new one. But we're going to handle the level stuff right here in this huge chunk of code that has to do with the clone startup. So we're going to hit at 0, and we're going to throw in an if block. And I'm going to put that right here. And we're going to be checking about the level, and we're going to set the health level of our dragon based on, or our boss plane rather, based on the level to make it harder as we go further. So the health starts right now at 5. We're going to change that. So we're going to say if, and then we need to go into operator, and I'm going to grab this one and change it. Let me zoom in a little bit. I'm going to change this to equals. Oh, that's not going to give me that option. All right, I got to throw that away. Where is an equals? Oh, here it is. Equals. So I'm going to go to my variable, and I'm going to say if level equals 1, then, so if the level equals 1, I'm going to take this health variable, oops, I'm going to grab it by the side here, and on level 1, I'm actually going to start a little bit lower. I'm going to start at 4. And then I'm going to click, oh, I need an if else, poo. We're going to have to change this a little bit because they don't let you edit these in here, which is super annoying. Super annoying. We need an if else instead. So I'm going to grab this and pull it out here and say if this, set this. And now I'm going to need another if else. I'm going to throw this out because I'm going to do 3 levels for right now. And in this one, I'm going to need this. I'm going to change the value, but I'm going to copy that and paste it. And I'm going to say if the level equals 2, then I'm going to set the health to, I don't know, 5 or 6, maybe 7. I don't know. I'm going to do 6 because even numbers, why not? And then the other option is that we're on level 3, which will be my last level. So that's the else here. And I'm going to set the health to 8 or 10, something higher. Okay. So that has my health set for my plane. So I'm going to change the size and the costume of my plane based on the level that I'm on. So I'm going to go down into my forever loop right here, and I'm going to look for which level I'm on. So I'm going to need these if else's again, and I'm going to grab it like this, and I'm going to copy it and paste it. We'll build it, and then we'll stick it in here where it needs to go. We're changing health. We're not using health, so we're just going to cut those healths out of here. We don't worry about that. This is all about making the ship look different. So let's do a looks. We're going to set size. I'm just going to look it up, otherwise it's going to take too long. Set size. Here we go. So we'll start at 100%, and we will do the World War plane 1, which is this little plane right here. So we'll change the costume. So switch costume. So we'll start out being just a silly little World War I plane. Okay? And then we'll change it as we go. So on level 2, let's do, if you look at the different costumes that are available for this guy, we've got that plane and that plane. So you could do either. It doesn't matter. The only thing that's different is the propeller. Here's Airship Boss 1 and 2. And then here's the bad guy ship. So we're going to use the bad guy ship to be like the final boss that you do. All right? So when we switch, when we get to level 2, we're going to do the airship boss, which is the big chunky looking one. So I'm going to click this because we're just changing costume here, and copy and paste just this one block so I don't have to go dig for it. We'll do the airship boss. And then finally, if it's not the airship boss, oh, we need size too. Those ships are kind of small. You'd be surprised. We'll set it to 150 because otherwise it'll be too small. You want it to be big. All right, the other thing we will do then is copy and paste this again, and that last option is to change it to that weird enemy fighter that doesn't look anything like something we would actually be fighting anywhere in this game. So now we need to put this into our forever loop. So we have our move, we have our wait. We're going to throw away this, just these two. So we're going to take this block and throw it away, and this block and throw it away. And we're going to take away, that should be it, oops. So we're going to go under to this first set of moves here, and we're going to put this in here. And that should handle our levels, okay? The other set should be right underneath here, and it'll go to that next costume. Now, we need to also maybe, I mean, we don't have to. We could change the way the plane flies based on the level if you want to, or we can leave it flying the way it is. We can see how it looks. Let's go in here. So I'm going to start the game, and here's that first plane is the little one. I don't know that we need to change how each of these planes flies at all. Oh, I got hit. Whoops. All right, there's plane 1 is gone. It did not come back as an airship, so we are missing something. Do we not level up? So it would be helpful if we had told it to switch levels, which I didn't do. Where is my hits? Here are my hits. Here are my hits. Explosion, switch costume. Wait, here we go. This is where we have to add this. So we added that score. We did the alive. We need to broadcast. Oh, it's broadcasting next level. Maybe we didn't listen for next level. So we're going to go to stage. Yeah, no, we didn't. So we need to look at on the stage. So click on the stage. We need to change the level. So we need a when I receive block, and we need a next level. We need to change the level by 1. Good Lord. All right. Change by 1 level. All right. Now that should work. So let me just pull this over so you can see the code while I play. Play. Start game. Be prepared to shoot plane. 1,000,000 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on. Can't take that long. Take 10. There we go. There's our new ship. Woo! Love it. All right. There's our airship. She's big. That 150, now had we only done 100%, that would have been probably the size, maybe smaller than the other plane. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This one's going to have to take 8 shots to get it down. Now, something you could change about this is the way the lasers shoot when you're on a different level as well, or how many or how fast they are. That would make it harder. You could go in and change that on your clones based on the levels. Using those if-else statements. You can just copy them over. Oh my god, but they just keep coming now. So you could also broadcast game over, you win, if that happens. So what we could be listening for. So we could look here where we're changing the score, and we can do an if. And we could do if score is equal to or greater than. I'm just going to do equal to And hope that works. If score is equal to, so we get 500 for each boss, that'd be 1500 for all 3. We could send the message, you win. So let's go back in here. Sorry, I wanted to look at that. Then send message. I'll broadcast it actually, and everybody can hear it. Broadcast message. You.win. That's just what I've decided I'm going to do. So we'll go to the game over, and now we're going to listen for a different message. So we're going to look for when I receive you win. Then I'm going to switch costume and show. And, oops. I have to copy and then actually, there we go. I'll just copy this whole thing, never mind. Copy, paste. I will change this to you win. The costume will be the game 1, which was the you win. Let's play some victory music. Oops, play sound. Victory until done. Wait 5 seconds and then stop all. So let's see if we can do that. Start my game. Oop. All right, there's one. Oof. I only got 1 life. I better get it. I gotta get 8 on this thing. At least this thing shoots weird, so I have this, like...
Opportunity.
Opportunity is the correct word. Oh, come on. I want to make sure this works. Yes! Sweet. All right. That's it. Take the quiz.